Hello everyone. So welcome to the channel of RD Automation Learning. So today we are going to share a very important update on the resume. See, many of the folks have been asking in the comment section of the video, like what should be the template of the resume? What should we include in the resume? What should not be included in the resume? So we are going to share about the resume tips and tricks. And today we also have a sample template document for you, which you can just update your details and then you can share your CV with the real-time companies, with the hiring managers, with the recruitment team, right? So I'll be uploading this document in on my LinkedIn profile, and I'll be also sharing my LinkedIn URL in the comment section of this video. So you can download this document and you can update it, right? But before that, if you're watching this video for the very first time, then please do like, share, and subscribe our channel. So we are taking mock interviews on weekends, and that is totally free of cost. We do not charge anything, right? And we just need a good internet connection from your end so that we can record this interview. It would be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So today I'm going to share with you the template for a person having 2 to 5 years of experience, right? So if someone is having mid-level of experience, then how the CV should be. So I'll be sharing that particular thing. So this is a sample CV, right? And I'll tell you what all things you have to write and what and how you have to write, right? So at the very top, you should write your name, right? So I have written RD Automation Learning. Then as I am telling you the CV for 2 to 5 years of experience, right? So you will be working in some company, right? And we will try to come up with the videos of other resumes also, like if you are a fresher, if you have a career gap, then what should be your resume? So we will be making those kind of resumes. But explicitly in this video, we will be covering a person who is having experience and he is working in some company and he is trying to get job during this time of layoff. So what all things he needs to write, right? So 2 to 5 years of experience, right? So okay, so let us start from here. So the company name and the location where that company is located, right? Now, in today's scenario, why we need to mention Pune? So we need to mention Pune because, or Pune or any city in which you are currently working, so that any recruiter who is going to hire for some specific location, he or she will select your resume on the basis of your location, right? Maybe, for example, there are two situations here. First situation, a company is located in Bangalore and they are looking for someone to join in the hybrid model, right? So for that, if you are working in already a company of a Bangalore and you mention here name, company name comma Bangalore, so the chances of your resume selection will increase because they are looking for someone of the company in the Bangalore itself, and it's not a permanent work from home, right? The second situation is if the company which is going to hire, they are looking for someone who is totally working from home, then this location does not matter. But still, it is better to keep this thing updated, right? Then the contact details, because immediately after seeing your CV, they will be trying to contact you. So the contact number should be at the top. The email address, right? So this is the email address. For now, I have just put our email address. Git link. Okay, Git link, why it is required? So now there are again two situations. If a person is having only manual testing experience, then Git link will not hold that much importance because they don't have any repository, they don't have any code, right? So then you can remove this, right? But if you have automation testing experience, right, and you would like to showcase your work that you have done, then you can put Git link here, right? And apart from that, you can also put a LinkedIn URL where a person can see your profile, right? Now, why LinkedIn URL is important? See, generally recruiters, what they will do is after scanning your CV, they will see your profile on LinkedIn. They will try to see how much this person is good in this particular skill. Is he or she sharing some technical post on the LinkedIn? Is he or she active on LinkedIn? Many of us are active on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms, but very few of us are active on LinkedIn, which is very important, right? LinkedIn is a platform where actually you can get the job 10x, 10 times faster than other job portals, right? So LinkedIn URL is a must, and you should be active on LinkedIn. Okay, then we will go for professional synopsis. Now, what is professional synopsis? That is a high level summary of what all things you are into, right? Now, why I am highlighting few of the things? See, I am highlighting few things in bold, like test cases, test scenarios, Scrum meeting. Scrum meeting, so they'll come to know, okay, this person is working in agile methodology. Test cases, test scenarios, okay, he or she is having experience in designing test cases from the scratch, so developing test cases, right? Then performed automation testing using Selenium, right? Good experience for Selenium WebDriver, experience in page object model, GitHub. So these all things are very much important, right? And you can highlight few of the things in the bold to catch the attention of the recruiter. Okay, so he or she is having skill sets, or he or she is having good knowledge about all these things, because in their JD these keywords will be highlighted. These keywords will be there in their JD. So if you highlight these keywords in your resume, it will actually help you a lot, right? And your resume chances of getting selected will also increase. After professional synopsis, then you have to write core competences, right? In core competences, you just have to mention about tools, programming language that you are comfortable with, right? So these all things are required. Then you have to go for the professional work experience. In the work experience, for example, if you have worked in multiple companies, then the recent company in which you have latest worked on, right? For example, you have worked in three companies from 2015 to 2021. In each, you have worked for 2 years. 2015 to 2017, you were in company A. 2017 to 2019, you were in company B. 2019 to 21, you were in company C. So 2019 to 21 should be the first company in your work experience, right? So it should be in the descending order. In the project details, you should mention about the project name, the domain, the client name, right? Now, in project description, you have to keep the details in a very nutshell. You don't have to explain each and everything what you are doing. Okay, this login is happening, this user you are using. No need to do that. Just tell on a very high level. Okay, it's an investment banking domain project, right? So what happens, online banking and all those things, they'll take care of the accounts, credit cards, loans, so those things. So just description, 2 to 3 lines is more than enough, right? Now comes your roles and responsibilities. What are your role and responsibilities? What actually do you do, right? So you have to tell in a very detailed manner. So you write test cases, you create test data, you execute test cases, you perform functional testing, right? You analyze the requirement, you are a part of the grooming sessions, you give your inputs during retrospective, you give your inputs during grooming sessions, you get your test cases reviewed with the lead, you communicate with the business analyst, project management team members, and you come up with extraordinary pointers. You also give demo to the clients. So highlight those things in your roles and responsibilities. That would be very much beneficial. Personal details, it is up to you. If you want to keep, you can keep. If you don't want to keep, that is also fine. Educational details is very important, right? So that you will be keeping at the end. And at the end, you will be keeping place and your name, right? So this is how your resume should look. If you have worked for 3 to 4 companies, generally what happens in with 5 to 6 years, people might would have worked with 3 to 4 companies also. So then try to accommodate all those details of 3 to 4 companies in one page, right? One page for those professional experience, one page for professional synopsis and skill sets, and last page is for education. So in 2 to 3 pages is max for your resume. Don't keep your resume up to 6 to 7 pages. No one is having that much of time to see your resume up to 6 to 7 pages, right? Just keep your resume short, simple, crisp, right? It should highlight your work, to the recruitment team so that they are actually able to map the job description with the things mentioned in your CV. Now, let me give you one more situation. Sometimes we create the CV, but still our resume is not getting selected, right? So that is also one of the very frequently asked question in our live sessions and in the comment section of our videos. So what you should do? So now in the resume, you might would have mentioned test scenarios, test cases, SDLC, STLC, but read the job description. In the job description, it has been mentioned that they are looking for someone who knows API testing. They are looking for someone who knows Postman, right? If you know those tools, if you know that testing, then update your resume with that testing. For example, if this would have been my CV and they are looking for API testing, so I'll write perform different types of testing like functional testing, comma API testing, rather than writing regression testing and retesting, right? So it depends on what kind of skill set is required for the person, right? If you go to some pizza restaurant, right? So you're looking for pizza, so that's why you'll go to the pizza. If you want to go for some Punjabi North Indian food, so you will go to some different restaurant, right? So that's what is a very important thing. These keywords you should highlight, those are there in the job description. So automatically your chances of getting selected means for the interview, not for the job. For the interview will get increased, right? So this is how you have to create your CV, and I'll share the CV on my LinkedIn profile. You can download from there and you can use this CV template. If you feel some other thing should also be added, which I might would have missed, right, covering in this video, then you feel free to drop a comment in this video, and so that other people can know and they can learn, right? So thank you so much for watching this video and stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.